What is Haze Gazer? I don't know. It's kind of angry boom boom band in a way.
Haze Gazer is a bunch of homies who would hang out and smoke weed and talk about how mad we were and sad about things. We all play instruments. Let's play them together.
Haze Gazer formed via Brian and I's like trauma bond and like kind of like this weird like we've been through it, so we're kind of stuck with each other forever at this point. Like this was like bound to happen. Haze Gazer is a place where we can just like fuck around and just like make music that we want to listen to and enjoy without like taking it seriously. Like nothing about this is serious to us. So.
Yeah, the new album fucks.
And then I met Michael in high school. We played in a band called Dad Hats together. Brian and I decided that we should get maybe a little more serious about trying to make some sort of band or something. So then I was like, hey, I know a drummer.
I was on a road trip and Mia texted me and was like, hey, you want to join a stoner metal band? And I was like, what is that? And
You were like 15.
yeah, I was like 15.
You didn't smoke weed then.
I had never smoked weed in my entire life. The only real like consistent gig I had at that time was like my school jazz band I played for a church. And so I was like, yes, I'm in. We jammed and then Brian clogged my toilet. And and then the rest was history.
I will say most rehearsals are not super focused.
We come in with a very set plan about what we're gonna rehearse and then we don't follow it.
Yeah.
And then we just talk and catch up and then we play like 3 songs and then we go home.
I think it's honestly just the fact that, like, we all cumulatively have the attention span of a minnow who's been hit in the head too many times. And, like, we're all busy all the time, and, like, but we're all really good friends. So it's, like, the time that we do rehearse is really, like, the only time that we'll, like, see each other for, like, a week, 2 weeks, sometimes months.
My favorite thing about being in a band, honestly, is just playing music with your friends. Having that like group of people that, you know, always got you, that like you have a very like personal, similar interest that you share is really awesome. They are my best friends.
I kind of have a unique perspective on this with being someone who writes all the lyrics. Those are my most like innermost thoughts, you know, like it's basically therapy writing that shit. Practices where we just like sit and I talk about like what I mean about certain lyrics and like kind of dive into it and like almost just like am talking about the problems that I'm going with my friends. And it's cool because I think with us all being friends, it really creates an environment where we're able to be that vulnerable. I know that these two have my back, you know, saying those things in front of those people I don't have to worry about because I got these two with me, you know. Not to get all sappy, you know.
Whiteboard City.
Okay.
Cognitive dissonance.
See, that sounds like a metal band song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dream Thief.
Ooh, that sounds like a prog band.
A little bit. Like some...
Yeah, someone's gonna shred on that.
It's very slow. No shredding.
I'll probably just let me play through this GK because it's basically a Fender Rumble but better.
Which one? This one?
This thing.
Oh, sweet.
I gotta say, I respect a drummer that just sits down and goes, yeah, whatever's fine, instead of like moving everything.
That's because I don't. Drumming is just a thing I do. It's like I'm not.
You're not a drummer.
I'm not a drummer.
And then it'll turn colors.
Got you.
Yep.
Thank
This
you
is
so
like clean at like 3.5.
One, I didn't know that record labels exists that knew about us.
Yeah.
And even more of that wanted us. And so I was like, okay, where do I sign?
The way that Dirty Laundry works, like you don't pay for anything. Like it's completely free. Like recording, merch, designs, all of that. Like they do that completely like for the love of the art. And that
Mia was just like, yeah, this is the way that it's going. Like, they're not gonna take any money. Like, they're not gonna take anything. Like, our art is still completely ours. Like, and me and Michael were like, that makes no sense. Like, that makes no sense. We got on the phone call with them after honestly getting into this pretty big argument about being like, this is no way. Like, we need to have a conversation with them. And I remember we got on the phone call and Mia was like, so can you just like describe the process a little bit? And like Tim described the process of like how they're not going to own anything and they're not trying to take any of our stuff. And then Mia went, do you guys have any questions? And we both went, nah, honestly, that sounds awesome. It was just like... I feel like the recording process is we were all so nervous for it. And so it was like, how much alcohol and nicotine can my body contain before I'm not able to record this album anymore? The like second day where we were recording was just guitar and vocals. So it was only me doing things, and it was Mia and Sean like just pounding Budweiser.
Brian was such a champ because like we got there at like 5 p.m. on a Friday, and Sean and I got our stuff out of the way immediately. Like Friday night was all just like drums and bass, so the entire rest of the weekend was just Brian. And so poor Brian here was just like, we just put them to work. Like you were just like music sweatshop in that basement, man. So like huge shout out to Brian, because that was just brutal. Like it was so brutal, but you did it.
Haze Gazer, space laser, drink water.
Is that the thing?
That's the band motto.
The band motto?
It's like this like house show, like so long ago. It was the worst house show I've ever played in my life. There was like 5 people that could fit in the basement, and he was so fucked up. And he came to us and he said, Haze Gazer, space laser, drink water. And so ever since then, this has kind of been our unofficial motto. Words to live by, you know?
think if that-
Space, smoke weed, look at the sky, drink water.
I will say, working with Michael, honestly, he's like Brian and I's son. Like literally is like our son. The sweetest, kindest, like most talented, most down for whatever. We text him like a week before and be like, hey, gig this day. And if he's free, he's like, totally.
For the first part of being a band, me and Mia would just argue nonstop. And it was literally like driving to an event with a couple who's going through a divorce. And like we have our son in the background. It is very bittersweet because I know that Michael's gonna do some wonderful things and like college is gonna be a good thing. And like we also shot around the idea of like, oh, well, if there's a way that we can make this happen. And we were like, no, like, we want you to have, like, the best experience in college. And, like, freshman year of college is really important. And so, yeah, it's yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you'll understand. Like Michael was 15 years old when we started this band. Like this kid's 18. Like we straight up watched this kid grow up. So we love him very much. It's not like we'll never see you again. It's not like you're dying, but you know, like it is different. And like we love Sean. We love our new drummer very much, and he's like a very awesome welcomed addition. But it's also like bittersweet because you know we love working with Michael, and this band would not be a band without him. So
I love Haze Gazer. Like Mia said, I was a little freshman in high school. This was like my first real rock and roll band that I got to be a part of. And it made me feel like a big boy adult when I was 15, a freshman. And I don't know, I think I could not have asked for better bandmates. I feel very much a part of something. And that actually like kind of matters. And it's a surreal feeling. But also I could not be happier that Sean is taking over because I love Sean. And Sean is a really good drummer. So, Sean, I love you.
I love my friends. I love my bandmates. I love making rock and roll music with my friends, and it's my favorite part of my days and my weekends, even if I'm exhausted and cranky, to come to gig and rock. For anybody who's being an aspiring musician, just play music with your friends. You don't have to be good. We still aren't amazing. Like, we were not good when we started playing. Just make music with your friends, and the rest will come.
It's kind of what we touched on earlier. It's like, it's just art, you know, and any art form is acceptable. So make the art that you want.
You guys seen the discography of Chumbawamba? They started out making anarchist punk music, then they made Dub Thumper, and then at the end of their career, they made folk music. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
But yeah, Haze Gazer, Space Laser, drink water.
Fuck the alt-right. Long live Haze Gazer.